Way race. This as controversy swirls around the Trump campaign over the Republican nominee's leaked taxes.
As a businessman and real estate developer, I have legally used the tax laws to my benefit and to the benefit of my company, my investors, and my employees. I mean, honestly, I have brilliantly used those laws.
So what do Donald Trump's supporters think about his taxes, as well as any other controversies? We're joined now by a panel of Republicans and independents who are all Trump supporters. We have Pax Hart, Lair, and Joe Kovac. Great to see you guys this morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. Okay, let me start with you, Pax. If Donald Trump has not paid taxes, federal income tax, for 18 years, what do you think about that?
1995 was the year that he claimed a $916 million loss. So I think any small business owner, any business owner in the United States is going to relate to that. You know, I mean, obviously this is on a huge scale, but you know, I've been a business owner. I've gone through, when you're running on fumes, you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. What Donald Trump did, this is an incredible comeback story. The law that he used has been used by, I was looking up the other day, it's been used by Mark Zuckerberg, it's been used by Oprah Winfrey, it's been used by Warren Buffett. You know, this was a perfectly allowable thing that he did to carry forward those losses.
Sure. Now, all of those people that you've cited, if they carried over and weren't paying federal income tax, they did pay a lot to charity. Those three in particular have given a lot to charity during that time. Donald Trump, there is no evidence that since 2008 he's given anything to charity. Lair, how do you feel about that?
Well, neither has the Clinton Foundation. I mean,
the Clinton Foundation does give to charity. It does all sorts of things.
They grossed $178 million or so, and they gave away $5 million. Here's the deal. Here's the thing. How does the taxes from 1990 help our economy now? What are the tax policies now? That's what I'm interested in. I don't care about this tax story. This is from 1990. When you drive down the West Side Highway, there are Trump towers all over the place. Yeah. That's what I'm talking. That's what I'm interested in.
And so even though his tax policy that he's put out would not change this for real estate developers, it would keep in place that you could somehow skirt paying taxes for 18 years. Does that give you pause?
No, it does not. It was illegal. These things are legal. These are laws that are put in place. What we're doing is discouraging people who take risk in our society. We need people like Donald Trump who take risk and they hire people. Yeah. They give to the economy. They help the economy. What you guys are doing is just, and it's so funny that the liberal media is just so on this when a lot of the liberal personalities don't pay taxes at all. They're in tax trouble. Al Sharpton, you guys love him. He doesn't pay taxes. Joy Reid, all these other people. But you guys are so on this
I'm
legal
not familiar with Joy Reid's taxes, but
well, look it up.
We don't love them for not paying taxes. Joe, what do you think?
Well, to me, I don't think that it's an issue at all, because if these are the tax laws that we have, and if people are upset with them, then we should change the laws.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's very simple, because you're going to hold Donald Trump to one standard, but Hillary Clinton has a double standard where she gets away with everything.
Well, she has paid, I think she's in the 30% tax bracket, so it is not, those are not equal. She has paid taxes.
But it goes beyond taxes. It just goes beyond to the double standard throughout this campaign. That Donald Trump gets annihilated and held on every single word, period,
from
comma,
years ago,
and comma on everything that he says. And then when Hillary says, oh, it was a mistake, then we all forget about it.
Well,
it's no big deal.
Do you
like
think,
about the emails.
But let's talk about the emails and versus the taxes. Do you want to see Donald Trump release his taxes?
I think that if his CPAs and if his attorneys indicate that he shouldn't release them because he's under an audit, then he should release them.
So you're not interested in transparency. You don't require, as a voter, that kind of transparency.
Well, but you see, transparency, we can't pick and choose when we're going to be transparent.
Between Donald Trump and the IRS.
Okay, so you don't, I'm just asking, as voters, you don't need, you're not interested. You don't need.
What I'm more concerned with is the $6 billion that went missing under the State Department under the Hillary.
So you're very.
That was our money. This money was Donald Trump's money.
Sort of. But if he hasn't paid taxes, let me just challenge you on that, Pax, because if he hasn't paid taxes in 18 years, that means that he has not contributed to the military, to Veterans Affairs, to education system, all the things that he says he's interested in. So are you okay with a billionaire not contributing to those things for the country?
This goes right to the heart of Hillary Clinton's, rhetoric of.
But Donald Trump, are you comfortable with a billionaire
No,
not
but
paying that?
this goes right to the point of, this kind of weird quasi-Marxist, class warfare thing that Hillary Clinton loves to stoke, where, this is Donald Trump's tax liability has nothing to do with my tax liability.
But it has to do with your country. This is what I'm asking. This means he hasn't contributed to the military and Veterans Affairs for 18 years. Are you comfortable with
Donald
that?
Trump was paying real estate taxes. Donald Trump was paying payroll taxes. Donald Trump was paying an unbelievable amount of money.
Federal income taxes are what go to these things that he says he cares so much about. So are you comfortable with that?
I am comfortable with Donald Trump, with all of the people who have worked for him, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who've worked for him that he has employed. That way more than compensates from him using an allowable loss carried forward.
And you even mentioned Mort Zuckerberg and other people that have used this law. So why is it being singled out against Donald Trump?
Well, he's running for president, number one. So we're trying to get transparency. I know, Lair, what you said, that you're interested in transparency. So you're hold on, Lair. So you're very interested in seeing Hillary Clinton's emails. That's very important, but not Donald Trump's taxes. So why not transparency
in a lot of transparency
on both?
I find it funny that on Clinton Network News that we're using transparency as a word. And let's talk about transparency.
Yes,
really.
As you insult us, go on.
I know what I mean. We all know you guys are the greatest super PAC for her. The thing is that I mean, there's so many things that whatever you guys say about Donald Trump, he can hit back harder on her twice. I mean, everything.
She's
transparency.
paid taxes, Lair.
Well, you know what?
I mean, this is a fact. This is part of the record. She's released.
But it goes beyond taxes. It's about integrity and it's about trustworthiness. The reason why she had such a problem in the primary against Bernie Sanders was that Democrats did not trust her. A majority of the people in America do not trust her, but she says one thing and then she switches her stance to make it advantage.
How about she
for herself.
tell us about her black stepson that you guys aren't covering? Now, you talk about Black Lives Matter a lot around here.
You can't just come in and throw a conspiracy theory out and let it smolder there as we're heading to our next hour.
It's not a conspiracy. Go Black Lives Matter. Go check out her black stepson. Thank you.
Joe, Pax, we'll be investigating all of that later in the program on our bottom line. Thank you all for following a lot of news. Let's get right to it.